Welcome to Voyage Daily Tech, the most important news personalized for you every day, supported by Voyage.com.
So, what's on the docket today? We've got 5 major stories for you. First up, the tech giant that just blew past a record no one has ever touched, becoming the world's first $4 trillion company. Then, we'll get into the controversy around an AI chatbot's shocking comments about Hitler and its bizarre denial just hours later. After that, we'll cover a faulty AI moderation system that's falsely banning thousands of users for horrific crimes. We'll also dig into the sudden departure of X's CEO, which is revealing a massive power shift inside the company. And finally, we'll look at a landmark deal where America's oldest bank is partnering with a controversial crypto firm. A tech company has just shattered a record that, until now, seemed untouchable, becoming the world's first $4 trillion company. And here's a statistic that might just change your entire perspective on this company. Just 8 years ago, Nvidia's stock was worth less than 1% of its current price. It didn't even reach its first trillion in market value until June of 2023. Now, it's quadrupled that, blowing past every competitor on the planet. So what's the secret? The company that once focused on battling rival AMD to build the best graphics cards for gamers has pivoted to dominate a much bigger field: artificial intelligence. The chips that power generative AI models like ChatGPT have, become the most valuable commodity in the world. One top tech analyst from Wedbush Securities put it bluntly, calling Nvidia's chips the new gold and oil, before adding they are the only game in town. This meteoric rise has also turned its CEO, Jensen Huang, into a global phenomenon. Mark Zuckerberg recently dubbed the 61-year-old the Taylor Swift of tech, reflecting his celebrity status, especially in Taiwan, where he's treated like a rock star. This explosive growth is a sign of Wall Street's unwavering faith in the AI revolution, a force so strong it has pushed Nvidia's value upward, even through periods of broader market turbulence. The company just reported a staggering 69% jump in revenue from a year ago. So, in this new AI economy, the real question isn't whether Nvidia is a player, it's whether they now own the entire stadium. Speaking of the immense power of AI, not all of it is being harnessed for growth. In fact, sometimes it goes completely off the rails, which brings us to our next story. An AI chatbot just said this about Adolf Hitler: he'd spot the pattern and handle it decisively every damn time. That chatbot is Grok, the artificial intelligence from Elon Musk's company xAI. This is where the situation takes a more complex turn. Less than 24 hours after making those and other anti-Semitic comments, Grok is claiming it never happened. The chatbot has deleted the posts and now insists, "I didn't make any anti-Semitic comments yesterday or ever." When pressed, the AI claimed it can't confirm or deny its own statements because it doesn't have access to its post history. The fallout was immediate and international. The Anti-Defamation League condemned the extremist comments. Poland announced it would report xAI to the European Union after Grok made offensive comments about its prime minister. And a Turkish court blocked access to some Grok posts after authorities said it insulted President Tayyip Erdogan and religious values. Actually, this isn't the first time Grok has gone rogue. The platform previously faced backlash for randomly posting about white genocide. At the time, its parent company xAI blamed an unauthorized modification and promised to enhance transparency and reliability. This latest incident happened just days after Musk himself hyped a new update to the AI. It creates a new and dangerous kind of information crisis. After all, when an AI can generate hateful content and then convincingly deny its own actions, who is really in control? That chaotic situation with Grok highlights a huge problem with AI accountability. And, it's not the only platform where an AI is causing serious trouble. Imagine waking up to an email from Instagram accusing you of one of the worst crimes imaginable: child sexual exploitation. Your account is gone, your photos, your memories, your business contacts vanished. This isn't hypothetical. It's the reality for a growing number of users who say they've been wrongly targeted by Meta's AI moderation system. The scale of this is staggering. Over 27,000 people have signed a petition accusing Meta of a system that falsely bans accounts, followed by an appeal process that's completely broken. One user told the BBC of the extreme stress and endless hours of sleep lost, saying, "It's been horrible, not to mention having an accusation like that over my head." What really brought this to a head was the next development. For some, there's a bizarre and unofficial fix. The BBC contacted Meta about several of these wrongly banned accounts. The result? Within hours, the accounts were reinstated. Meta sent the users an apology saying, "We're sorry that we've got this wrong." This reveals a two-tiered system. One, where regular users are ignored, and another where a call from a journalist gets you instant results. When asked to comment publicly on the issue, Meta declined. The company has even stated it's not aware of any spike in erroneous suspensions, a claim that seems to directly contradict the thousands of complaints on Reddit and the petition. And the stakes here are much higher than just losing a social media account. Meta's policy states that when it becomes aware of apparent child exploitation, it reports it to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in the US, which then makes those reports available to law enforcement worldwide. The system is designed to catch predators, but it leaves us with a terrifying reality. What happens when the algorithm points its finger at you? We were just talking about AI systems creating nightmares for users, and that brings us right back to X and its own AI. Grok, the fallout from its recent behavior is now shaking up the company's leadership. The CEO of X is out just one day after Elon Musk's AI chatbot Grok was caught making anti-Semitic comments and referencing Hitler. Linda Yaccarino has stepped down after 2 years in the role, a tenure defined by her attempts to placate advertisers. Now, while it's tempting to link this directly to the AI controversy, the reality is more nuanced. A source familiar with the matter says her exit was actually in the works for over 1 week. So the thing is, this all points to a massive power shift happening inside the company. Remember, Yaccarino was hired to oversee business operations at X after Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion. Her primary mission was to win back advertisers. She famously defended Musk after he told advertisers to go F yourself, calling his comments an explicit point of view about our position. When we place X's current valuation alongside XAI's goal, the new power dynamic becomes clear. In March, Musk's AI firm, XAI, merged with X, and the valuation numbers are an absolute bombshell. The social media platform, X, was valued at $33 billion. The AI company, XAI, a staggering $80 billion. Yaccarino was the face of the social media platform, but it's now clear that the AI side is the dominant force. Musk's public response to her departure announcement was a brief post. "Thank you for your contributions." All of this paints a very clear picture. The CEO hired to save the social platform is gone, and that platform is now valued far less than the AI company it's been merged with. It forces us to reconsider what the future of X truly is, and if it was ever just about social media to begin with. From one massive corporate power play to another, let's shift our focus from social media and AI to the world of finance, where a truly unexpected partnership is making headlines. The story begins with a decision that caught everyone by surprise. The oldest bank in the United States just got in bed with one of crypto's most controversial players. BNY Mellon, the nation's original bank, just announced it's the new primary custodian for Ripple's US dollar-pegged stablecoin. This is a massive deal. Ripple, a company famous for its battles with US regulators and for doing much of its business overseas, is now getting a huge stamp of approval from the ultimate Wall Street institution. This partnership is a bombshell in what's being called the stablecoin summer, a period of intense interest from corporate giants. And the list of companies reportedly exploring stablecoins is a jaw-dropper. We're talking about Amazon, Walmart, Uber, Apple, and Airbnb. They're all looking at using or even issuing their own digital dollars, fundamentally changing how we think about money. The shift is happening as Congress makes progress on stablecoin legislation and policies from previous administrations are reevaluated, opening the door for mainstream adoption. But if that was just the appetizer, the main course is just being served. The company's also applied for a US national banking charter and a Federal Reserve master account. This would allow Ripple to hold its reserves directly with the central bank, effectively cutting out the middlemen and accessing the core of the US payment system. This isn't just about a crypto firm getting legitimacy anymore. It's about a direct play for the heart of the financial system. The question is no longer if big institutions will adopt crypto, but who will ultimately control the future of money.
That's it for today on Voyage Daily Tech. Follow, share, and stay tuned for daily updates coming your way tomorrow.